Hello everyone, I am Ms. Anshul, Assistant Professor at the School of Legal Studies, BBD University. Today I'll be teaching you Political Science, under which I'll be covering Emergence of the Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress. Under this, we will be dealing with the foundation of Indian National Congress, features of the Indian National Congress, first session of it and the various theories associated with it. Foundation of Indian National Congress. The groundwork for the establishment of an all India organization had been laid in the late 1870s and early 1880s. A retired English civil servant, A.O. Hume, gave this idea a final shape by mobilizing leading intellectuals of the time. Hume obtained permission from the then Viceroy of India, Lord Dufferin, for the first session. It was supposed to be held in Pune, but it was moved to Bombay due to a cholera outbreak in Pune. Hume had written an open letter to Calcutta University graduates in 1883, expressing his desire to establish a body for educated Indians, to demand greater participation in government and to provide a platform for dialogue. In 1890, Kadambini Ganguly, the first women graduate from Calcutta University, addressed the Congress session, symbolizing the freedom struggle's commitment to granting women in India their due status in national life. Features of Indian National Congress. The Indian National Congress was India's first national political movement with the initial goal of involving more Indians in the country's governance. Its purpose was later upgraded to complete independence. In Lahore session in December 1929, under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Indian National Congress passed a resolution declaring Poorn Swaraj to be the goal of the national movement. After independence, it grew into a major political party in the country. The Indian National Congress was a moderate organization in its early years, limiting its methods to constitutional methods and dialogue. That is, the demand through appeal, petition, application. Its demands were restricted to increasing the number of Indians in the civil service and armed forces. It never mentioned independence. After a few years, the party's demand and approach became more radical. By 1905, there was a clear schism in the party, which was now split between old moderates and the new group, that is, the extremists, so named because of their radical methods. The nationalist activity was carried out through provincial conferences and associations, newspapers and literature, in addition to the Indian National Congress. To promote friendly relations between nationalist political workers from various parts of the country, to develop and consolidate a sense of national unity regardless of caste, religion or province, that is a state, to formulate popular demands and present them to the government, to train and organize public opinion in the country, to provide an outlet, a safety valve for the growing popular discontent with British rule. Through a pan-India organization, establish a democratic nationalist movement, to raise awareness about colonial exploitative policies and Indian political rights. To that end, Congress focused on increasing representation in councils, Indianization of civil services and other issues. First session of Indian National Congress. With the cooperation of leading intellectuals of the time, A.O. Hume organized the first session of the Indian National Congress in December 1885 at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit College in Bombay. The first session was attended by 72 delegates from all over Indian province. There were 54 Hindus, 2 Muslims and remaining members were Jain and Parsis. Vomesh Chandra Banerjee presided over the first session. Following that, Congress met in December every year in a different part of the country each time. Dadabhai Nehru ji, Badruddin Tayyab ji, Anand Mohan Bose and Gopal Krishna Gokhale were some of the great Congress presidents during the early period. With the foundation of Indian National Congress in 1885, the struggle for India's independence was launched in a small, hesitant and mild but organized manner. The first 2 decades of Indian National Congress are described in history as those of moderate demands and a sense of confidence in British justice and generosity. The aim was not to be attain the independence with aggression. As a result, Indian Council Act in 1892, which allowed some members to be indirectly elected by Indians but keeping the official majority intact. Foundational theories of Indian National Congress. Safety valve theory, developed by Lala Lajpat Rai. The fact that the Indian National Congress was founded by a retired English civil servant, A.O. Hume, rather than an Indian, has led to speculation that Hume founded the Indian National Congress to provide a safety valve to the growing discontent with British rule. It is also reported that Hume received the idea for an annual conference of educated Indians for political discussions from Viceroy Dufferin. This may be true in part, but there is no reliable evidence that Dufferin suggested the formation of the Indian National Congress or that the Indian National Congress was intended as a safety valve. Conspiracy theory. It was developed by R.P. Dutt. The Marxist historian conspiracy theory arose from the safety valve concept. According to R.P. Dutt, the Indian National Congress arose a conspiracy to suppress a popular uprising in India, and the bourgeois leaders were complicit in it. Lightning conductor theory. This was developed by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. The Indian National Congress represented the desire of politically conscious Indians to establish a national body to express Indian political and economic demands. If the Indians had formed such a body on their own, the officials would have never vehemently opposed. Such an organization would not have been allowed to form. The early Congress leader used Hume as a lightning conductor, that is, a catalyst to bring together nationalist forces even if under the guise of the safety valve. With this, I conclude the foundation of Indian National Congress. With the establishment of the Indian National Congress in 1885, the name was Indian National Union. In the first meeting, Dadabhai Nehru ji suggested to change its name and make it Indian National Congress. The struggle for India's independence from foreign rule was launched in a small but organized way. The national movement would grow and the country and its people would not be able to rest until freedom was achieved. Thank you.